Hello, and welcome back to TimeTwists, where we unravel the mysteries of history with astonishing tales and incredible facts. Today we're diving into some of the most bizarre chapters of our past. If you're new here, hit the like button, subscribe, and ring that bell for more fascinating, eerie, and interesting content. Let's begin our journey through time. Fact number 1. Wine for French children. In historical France, it wasn't uncommon for children to sip on diluted wine instead of water or juice. This practice, driven by the fear of waterborne diseases and the scarcity of clean drinking water, made wine a safer choice for hydration. Children in many cases, especially in the countryside or in poor districts with no formal cafeteria, would bring a basket from home containing their lunch, and it would include the bottle for the drink, which would often be, that's right, wine or beer. But how did this practice evolve? Initially, wine was often safer than water, which was frequently contaminated. Over time, as understanding of health and sanitation improved, and with the development of clean water supplies, this practice gradually declined. Today, the idea of children drinking wine might seem odd, but back then, it was a matter of health and safety. Fact number 2. Mailing children through the post. In the early 20th century United States, the Postal Service experienced something quite unusual. Children being mailed as parcels. With stamps being cheaper than train tickets, a few parents took advantage of this loophole to send their small children to relatives. But how did the Postal Service react to such a peculiar practice? Surprisingly, the postal regulations of the time didn't explicitly prohibit sending children by mail. However, after a few instances, postal regulations were quickly updated to ensure this didn't become a common practice. The stories of these postage-paid children are a quirky footnote in the history of the US Postal Service. Fact number 3. The Dance Mania of 1508. The Dancing Plague of 1518 is one of history's most bizarre events. Starting with Frau Troffea in Strasbourg, hundreds joined in a dancing frenzy that lasted a month, with some even dancing to death. What could have caused such a phenomenon? Theories range from religious ecstasy to ergot poisoning, a fungus that affects rye and wheat, which can cause hallucinations and spasms. This event tells us a lot about the social and cultural conditions of the time, where superstition and the fear of divine wrath were prevalent. It also highlights the limited understanding of medical and psychological conditions in the Middle Ages. Fact number 4. The Great Emu War. In 1932, Australia faced an unusual challenge, an overpopulation of emus devastating crops in Western Australia. This led to the infamous Great Emu War, where soldiers armed with machine guns were deployed to control the bird population. But why did this operation fail? And how did the emus win? The emus, surprisingly agile and fast, scattered in small groups and ran in different directions, making them difficult targets. The soldiers' efforts resulted in minimal impact on the emu population. This event is often remembered with a sense of humor and has become a unique part of Australian military history. Fact number 5. Victorian post-mortem photography. In the 19th century, photography was a luxury, leading to the Victorian custom of post-mortem photography. Families often had photos taken of their deceased loved ones, sometimes posed as if they were still alive. But why was this practice so important? In an era when death was a frequent visitor due to diseases and lack of medical knowledge, these photographs were often the only visual memory of the person. They also reflect the Victorian era's complex attitudes towards death and mourning, where remembering the dead and keeping them part of the family narrative was crucial. This practice, though morbid by today's standards, was a significant part of the grieving process. Today, we've explored some of the most unusual and thought-provoking aspects of our history. From wine-drinking French children to the Great Emu War, our past is filled with stories that challenge our understanding of normal. What did you find most fascinating? Which of these facts had you heard before and which were completely new to you? Thank you for joining us on this historical adventure at TimeTwists. We hope you enjoyed these bizarre tales from the past. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Your support helps us bring more incredible stories from history to light. Until next time, keep exploring the past and questioning the present.